Hope to clarify a little bit of confusion about this incredible rifle I'm holding in my hands. People saw it on social media when I was at the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame last week. And they said, well, I thought you were already inducted. And I was. I was one of the first ones inducted, thankfully, back in the early 2000s. This really, the Hall of Fame also has another award they give out, and it's called the Ray Murski Lifetime Achievement Award. Ray Murski was an incredible person and angler in the business of fishing and fishing out of Texas in the early days. And he contributed so much to a lot of the young anglers, Kevin Van Dam and myself and others. And anyway, I received that award. It's only been given out 3 times. The first one was Ray Scott, and then the second one was Johnny Morris, and now me, which I made the statement there, and I'm going to hold to it. I don't deserve it, not compared to those other people. But let me tell you the story why they give me a rifle. Steve Bowman is one of the really hard workers, him and his wife, with the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. And he had heard my story back in 1976 when I was going to my 3rd Classic, and I had to get from Houston to New Orleans, but I did not have the money to do it. I was broke, totally broke. And but once I got to New Orleans, we got on an airplane 30,000 feet, and everything was paid for, you know. And I had the only thing I had left that was worth anything back then, except family, was a Browning 270 deer rifle. And I took it to a pawn shop, and I pawned it all to get the money to get to that Classic. Long story short, I won that Classic. And so when I got back home, I went to that pawn shop to recover it, because it was one of the most beautiful rifles I'd ever had. And I went to recover it, it had already been sold, and they wouldn't tell me who it had been sold to. So anyway, Steve Bowman knew that story, and it was his ideal as an award for this achievement. They went out, and Johnny Morris, I believe, was the man who bought for me this. This is a Browning 270 deer rifle. And of course, this is more of a modern version, but it's a gorgeous rifle. And I imagine it's just going to sit in my gun case or on my wall, because it's just a great memory.